Hey there, it's me. I am standing in the parking lot at Walmart here in St. Joseph, and I just had something happen to me that just blows me away. I just can't imagine the bad customer service, so I just thought I would make this little video here. I bought a wireless router about 3.5 weeks ago at this particular store, and I took it home, hooked it up in one of my properties, and it worked fine. About 3 days later, it went offline and quit working. So I called Netgear and their tech support. Of course, that's about a 3-hour process to get a hold of somebody. And I went through that whole process. They had me change some settings, and it went back online. A day and a half later, it goes back offline. Then online, then offline. So I've made a total of about 5 or 6 calls to Netgear, which involves hours and hours of standing staying on hold and such. So finally, the last person I talked to, they said it must be defective, so just bring it back. So I brought it down here to Walmart, and where everyone's wearing the "How may I help you" vests. I went to the customer service counter, and a young lady, I think her name was Cheryl Ann, and Dana, 2 ladies were there. Of course, Cheryl Ann had a line of about 8 people, and the other employees there were doing very little. And so finally, after I stood in line for a long time, Dana opens up a register and wanted to know what I needed. I explained what had happened, and she rang it up and showed that their price there was $34.97, and then informed me that any items over $25, they can no longer return without a receipt. And I glanced right past her shoulder, and there's the big sign on the wall, which I'll show you in this video, that says we will happily return these items within 90 days with or without a receipt. I offered to give her my credit card that I'd made the original purchase on, but that didn't suffice. She wouldn't look it up based on that. So while I'm standing there talking to this girl named Dana about this, the other gal at the next register over helping people chimed in and said it's a company policy. We can't do it over $25. I said, well, then you should change your sign. Your sign clearly says that that you will do it with or without a receipt. And she called attention to the smaller print on that same sign, which I'll put up here on the screen in just a moment, that says some conditions apply or something like that, some broad catch-all. So at this point, I asked to speak with a manager. Of course, now I start another waiting game, and I told that the store manager is not there, and so this other guy says he'll get the assistant store manager. So I wait, and a guy by the name of Basil comes up. I explained to him, and he reiterated the fact that they can't do any returns more than $25, which this is crazy to me. So I said, well, where is this in print? He said, it's in our policy. I said, well, show me the policy, because your sign clearly does not say that. And he pointed out that disclaimer, that catch-all disclaimer that, some conditions may apply. I said, well, if that's the case, you could say that you can only return items that are red in color. And so anyway, it was ridiculous and crazy. So finally, they could tell I was getting pretty upset. So they get another assistant manager, and this gal by the name of Cheryl comes up. Oh, by the way, let me back up. I asked this guy what the store manager's name was, because I assumed this guy, Basil, was the assistant store manager. And this other employee named Daniel happened to be standing there, and he said, we can't give out that information. And I'm thinking, you can't tell me the name of your store manager? It's not like I'm asking for the name and credit card number of the last person that just bought something here. I'm asking for the name of the store manager. And he said, it's privacy. And I said, are you kidding me? You can't tell me the name of your manager? He was very, very snarky. And he said, well, it's printed on the bottom of every receipt. I said, well, if I had a receipt, I wouldn't be in this problem. So anyway, just the attitude of these people was absolutely horrible. So finally, an assistant manager by the name of Cheryl comes up, and she's nice. She's the first one that understands an iota of customer service. I explained to her, of course, I asked to see the policy, because they could have just pulled a number out of the air, this $25. So they could get the policy book, or the policy sheet, and they laid it out there, and we all read it together, and it clearly says that any items over $25 without a receipt, they'll give a gift card to the person. Doesn't say they won't do it. Forgive me, there's an army here driving past me. Probably going to get hit here. But anyway, it clearly says, and I'll put that up on the screen here too so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And so they all look dumbfounded because they told me this was policy, yet their corporate policy clearly says that if the item is $25 or more, they will not do a cash refund. They will only issue a store credit. So anyway, I will be contacting the store manager. His name, I did find out, even though it's highly classified information apparently, his name is Randy Addison. So I'll be contacting Mr. Addison because I want him to know exactly why I won't be shopping at this particular Walmart again. They have some serious customer service training to do. And this is exactly why everybody's running to Amazon.com. This is why, because they don't want to deal with this. All right, enough of my rant. I'll step off my soapbox now.